Good afternoon, fellow viewers. Welcome to this platform once more. This is Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. I want to bring you update between the alliance of the Biafran people and the Ambazonian people, being led by the Ambazonian Governing Council, being headed by Dr. Cho Ayaba, and the indigenous people of the Biafran, being led by Mazi Namdi Kano. As this alliance is being forged, the Cameroon government and the Nigerian government are being forced out of scare to come together and try to forge their own alliance to counter the Ambazonian Biafra alliance. But these are all things that are bound to fail, as we are going to show you what is happening on the ground and to inform you a little bit about the Biafran movement as well. From us, the Ambazonian Governing Council, I want to welcome everybody. Like the tradition for this show that always be, for try to play some music in the spirit of Ambazonian culture before we get ourselves ready for the presentation for today. So I will play a song while I will take some time for greet those who did watch me for YouTube, those who did watch me for the Ambazonian Communication Network, an international TV channel will be accessible both in Biafra increasingly and in Ambazonia. So make we play this song while I get myself ready for show. So I want to welcome all man and those who did watch me for YouTube. Wanna make sure so una subscribe for to get our latest videos. I want to welcome everybody, those who they could watch me for the ACN Facebook page as well as the ACN National Television. I want to thank una for bringing me inside una television for can talk for una today about Ambazonia and the Biafran movement and our struggle for liberation from Nigeria and Cameroon. So I like for always for this platform to remind our people of who we are by showing una this type of videos to remind we about the childhood who grow up for inside Ambazonia, for inside Biafra, a peace-loving people, a virtuous people, a people with principle, and how the Nigerian amalgamation being headed by the Fulani people that then transform the Biafran into something else, as well as the Cameroon government through the French puppet, Mr. Paul Biya, then completely destroy Ambazonia. May we remember who we will be through such videos, when a good reminder for who we back for place who will come out when I enjoy the music. Past King. So, ladies and gentlemen, once more, I want to welcome for this platform, for this presentation. My names are Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonia Defense Force, the military wing of the Ambazonia Governing Council. I want to bring una today a discussion, a presentation about Cameroon and Nigeria newly announced alliance. Whether they go announce this the alliance now how many times, but we hear now say the Cameroon minister then go for go meet up the Buhari government, meet them once more again, they come for talks, they don't get alliance, they go to announce them day by day, they no go tired for 10 weeks, then get alliance. We know already say the Cameroon government it work with the Nigerian government for try for kill the Ambazonian liberation as well as for try for kill the Biafran liberation. Which I want make our people to understand say this conspiracy for both the British people and the French government, for the British government and the French government, for stop the indigenous people their right for inside Africa, it then go on for a very long time. And for we for see their puppets them for ground for come together, it no be any strange. When I remember how the British government it be try for undermine the Biafran people their aspiration by creating an amalgamation with the sole purpose for neutralizing the self-governance of the Biafran people, for weakening them in order to exploit their resources. Now, the same thing with the British government, it be sell Southern Cameroon for the French government by allowing the French colony of La République du Cameroun for come in the pretense, say they want unite with the Southern Cameroons, turn them into an annexation, and now it then turn for a full-fledged colonial presence for inside Southern Cameroon. So for we for see these two governments for come together, they just come for public, for can show we way to way than they do for private for long time. Una know say one of the faction them for the Ambazonian movement will be led by Siseko Ayotabi, it will be arrested for inside Nigeria, handed to the Cameroon military for Abuja, where then transport them for cargo plane, go down for La Republic against all international law. So the Buhari government, they don't get nothing for offer and for we Ambazonian, as well as the Cameroon government for offer and for the Biafran people. This one, now two enemies the way they work already together for try for fight the Biafran and for fight the Ambazonian people. It just be natural. Say the two people them, the Biafran people and the Ambazonian people, where they get common enemies, me then come together for find common grounds for fight these two enemies them. And we see for ground how this alliance it then the help, and we see more and more fruit them. We then get a wonderful meeting for the defense, for the Eastern Security Network and the Ambazonian Defense Forces. The collaboration it is strong, and now is particularly where our allied Nnamdi Kanu it then be kidnapped for Kenya, be transported into Nigeria illegally. Now even a more serious time for we to engage with the Eastern Security Network for try to push forward the agenda for liberate Biafra and also for liberate Nnamdi Kanu. The political win and those where then they bureaucrats them for the iPod, they push ahead with the defense, legal defense for Nnamdi Kanu. But we, the Ambazonian Defense Forces, not the governing council, of course, will be of the opinion, say Nnamdi Kanu will be liberated only by military action by the IPOD, the Eastern Security Network. He is not arrested because he committed any crime. He is arrested because he is fighting for his people. This is a political trial, and they must pursue the way of Nelson Mandela, who defended himself. There is no way you can defend yourself in a country where the judicial system was created to keep that country alive. It will not happen. The Biafran people have to realize this and understand that their main asset is their population in the diaspora. They need to activate total disruption in the international community. They have the power. That is what the international community is afraid of. That is what the British, the French, and any other government is afraid of. They have to push forward a global response to this kidnapping, this illegal act, to push the international system to react. We have seen how the Cubans are reacting towards the Cuban government strong hand in Cuba by protesting in America, making themselves unavoidable by the Joe Biden administration. The Biafran people should not make the same mistake that the Ambazonian people did by staying quiet and thinking that somehow the judicial process is going to give freedom to their leader. They must rise up as we stand together with them. I want to take you people down to Biafra land to show you people the real state of Nigerian presence in Biafra. Nigeria is a collapsing country. Their country is in the verge of collapse. They are separating from Biafra, and they have no control over that territory. Our people should be rest assured that the images they are seeing from Aso Rock of a minister of La République du Cameroun and officials of the Buhari government are just propaganda to try to beef up their image in front of their people. They cannot do anything. They are losing on the ground, and they are losing fatly. So I'll bring you some images for Biafra. We get a lot of images that come every day from activities of the Eastern Security Network. We applaud them and we encourage them for step up their activity We know say they get a lot of peaceful people them for inside that movement where they prefer diplomacy, but it be inevitable the war for Biafran liberation and the need to embrace that inevitability with all their heart and for move full force for challenge Nigeria and for stop Nigerian exploitation of the Biafran people and the Biafran resources, because they can collect those taxes, they collect those resources for build an army to continue to kill the Biafran people. Make a play on some of the videos and where they come for Biafra, make una see exactly how Nigeria they lose the war against Biafra, and the Cameroun side also they lose against Ambazonia, and we will control the border between both states. So make a bring una these images. We wanna see how the Biafran people then they stand, they be bold by the day. Now images and this is inside market, how the population the rise is they are in the mainstream of Biafra life.
Ndamendi Fulani, ndi Janjawi. Sina ba China Biafra. Na ya tunyandu ai. Iya na tata utate.
So now see how the Biafran people them they come together for inside marketplace to tell their population, say me then chase out the Nigerian military. This is very inspiring. Nigerian government is losing Biafra. The Biafran people should stop all the tax collectors in their land. They should kick out the Nigerian military, as we are seeing them gather themselves. Make a bring on more video footages and where they come from Biafra land for showing how Biafra they rise for the other side of the border, as Ambazonia they rise, and Nigeria be unable now for control the border area, the cross river area where they always give a buffer for the Cameroon military. Now they're fast losing that ground. When I see video footages inside market, how the market people they don't gather, the Biafran people then their population for chase out Nigerian military, where then therefore they intimidate their population. Now inside market this is the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria is crumbling. Our effect and our influence, the effect and the influence of the alliance between the Ambazonian Governing Council and the Ambazonian Defense Forces with the indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network is pushing the Biafran people ahead to be bold, to challenge the Nigerian government, to take over their country. There are images that I want to share with you. There are just so many images we are getting from our partners across the border in Biafra. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. You can see the Nigerian military in this other video shooting and running with their back against the wall. So you watch this video. This is the reality on the ground in Biafra land. You can see the Nigerian military. When you see military running or with their back going backward, shooting in a crowded marketplace like that, you know that Nigeria have lost Biafra, and they are afraid. They are, no matter what type of follow-up they are trying to portray to the international community and their own local people who live in Abuja in their comfort zone there. Now the Biafran is breaking away. They have lost control of the border between Ambazonia and the Biafra land. They are shrinking. Their military is shrinking. They cannot defend Biafra because the Biafran people are going to adopt into a guerrilla warfare and challenge them head on. And I will show you guys some of the evolution of the Biafran fight across the border so that you people should know the real state and what is pushing Cameroon to go across the border to try to forge some type of an alliance, which is too late and there is nothing they can do. There are just, where are these videos? I think the videos have not been transferred fully. There are some in my phone. Well, I'll go on for sure for now. I swear. So when I see some of these videos, these are videos.
This is happening live in Oka.
You can see.
Today I will be in my shot some guys who are selling tickets.
So the Eastern Security Network, they are taking out Nigerian tax collectors. They are stopping them from collecting tax in Biafra land. That is the right way and that is the right thing to do. They should continue in that march and make sure that they can secure their land and push Nigeria out of Biafra. Nigeria is not going to come out because of some type of referendum. Nigeria will be kicked out. They can do it. Yes, they can do it. And we encourage them to do just that. I want to bring una also how they see how the Cameroon government they try for after they fail for use infighting for try for stop the Ambazonian Defense Forces and our march for independence. They try now for use fake news, fake flyers, and interestingly, one of these one fake newspaper that be published, they call this one a Cameroon Intelligence Report. This one for bring awareness for our people about the Cameroon military attempt to destroy the Ambazonian revolution by targeting the major faction of the Ambazonia Governing Council and the Ambazonia Defense Forces and our officials. You can see this fake news being published in this news site. I want to bring the attention behind those people, the people behind those publications. This one in this case is being published by this guy. He's a resident in Ireland. He had lived in Germany. He's called Mr. Sote Ta at APA. And he's a CPDM committee person. He's the president of the Press B. And these are the people behind the fake news, the fake messages to try to divide Ambazonians, to stop collaboration on the ground, to instigate inside attack. And this guy is a strong supporter of Seseko and a very good friend of Mr. Yerima, who is the supposed to be the acting interim president of Seseko, but he's out there now. This guy is going out there to sabotage, create fake news and fake stories on this his registered online newspaper to give fake information and try to demoralize our people. We condemn such actions and we condemn such publication. And these are the type of people that come to the leader. I remember this guy when Seseko came to Europe. These were one of the people who rushed to them and they were saying they are supporting Seseko. And we now know that many of those people who rush in front to pretend to be supporting Seseko are the people behind the setup of Seseko to be arrested in Nigeria. These are the people behind Sako. They have tried to hijack the institutions of Seseko to try to use it against us and spoil this revolution so that we cannot move anywhere but they have failed. So interestingly, I'll just continue in this topic for Amber to Amber, and I'll play one very interesting video which I have also post on my YouTube of a conversation between Seseko Ebine, a staunch supporter of Seseko Ayoktabi, and Mr. Monono, who happens to be, can you imagine there are people out there who support this guy called
we were together, Foncha and
Ikome. So I want to play this video. I want to play this video for Una again because it be very important for address certain issue than way there are reason for here. Apparently, this man Monono, he can meet up Ebine Seseko when a patriot and a strong supporter of Seseko Ayoktabi for buy drinks. I want to hear wait and talk. I'll cut the audio very short so that I will just tell Una exactly what.
Even though they were opponents, they always met together and they talk. We talk empty talk, this generation, about democracy. This is me here with Monono.
I'm the primogenitor of this struggle.
Yes, this is a man, we've been in this struggle since the 90s together. And now the wave has come and thrown us different waves. He is a Sako agent, and I am a neutral person.
No, Sako is the...
and I support Seseko.
No, let me clarify.
I support Seseko till I die
let me clarify.
He's the leader.
I have to.
But then again, this is us Southern Cameroonians. We are together. We don't agree, but we are brothers trying to build the same nation.
Yes.
And it is bad now that we are seeing ourselves, our brothers. We are instigating our children to turn their guns in shooting each other.
Who is
We
doing
must.
that?
It doesn't matter
Islam
who.
Republic.
It
Islam
does-
Republic.
it doesn't matter who, but
I
for
cannot agree
a
with you.
southern Cameroonian to spill the blood of another southern Cameroonian is just wrong. And you, as an elder on that
No,
side,
who is spilling the blood?
talk to them.
Who is
Talk
spilling
to
the
them,
blood?
Mono.
We don't spill the blood of Southern Cameroonians. No.
No, please.
Our
talk to them.
war is with
We
La
should-
Republic
we
to
should
Cameroon.
stop this
They
thing.
brought war to us.
Fike, let's
We
stop.
had
Let
peace
this
plans.
thing
No,
stop.
Mr. Bini, let me clarify you. Well, I know you're Dr. Bini. Now, let me clarify
good.
you.
You're my brother. Don't do that.
Let me
you
clarify you.
You just
Let
waste.
me clarify you.
Something happened to you later. I
Yes,
did not
I
argue
listen.
that they are stupidity.
I have clarified him that Dr. Sako represents the democratic concept of Southern Cameroon. Every county is under him. Every county. He has county representatives. Okay?
So this one are the two IG, then this one are the ASEAN, the two groups them for inside the Ambazonian liberation movement. Why we the fight for liberate our homeland? These two people then, these two groups, they the one for fight for big government. Importantly, I must stress, say, Siseko Ayuk Tabi na a patriot, a person where he can bring a lot of energy into this revolution, pulling together a lot of elites, Ambazonian elites, then for stand for support the movement for Ambazonian liberation. But it just be unfortunate, say, it can be a organization, it can be attempted to be hijacked by this other group of people under Sako. And both of them, they are making a very big mistake. If you notice, Seseko Ebine, when a strong supporter of Ayuk Tabi, he talks Ebine a neutral person. And that is exactly the problem we have in the revolution, where people who support an individual, Seseko Ayuk Tabi, they are so loyal to him that they cannot support the actual fighting on the ground. You cannot be claiming that you are neutral when there is a war going on to liberate our homeland. Seseko is not going to be liberated by this debate of who is the IG, who is not the IG. Seseko is going to be liberated, if you really love Seseko and you're supporting him, by the actions that are being carried out on the ground. For you to support the actions that are being carried out on the ground, support the leader who is leading those actions. Right now, the leader is Dr. Cho Ayaba. And there are other forces on the ground that are also leading those actions. Support those forces on the ground directly and support the Ayaba Cho's action, which presents the best chance for us to liberate our homeland, because the structure of the ADF remains the best. The leadership of the ADF, it is the biggest force on the ground. It has a lot of areas under their control. We are forging forward with the transitional authority on the ground to return power to the people so that our forces can focus on liberating our homeland. That is the best chance for us that we have. And I call on all those people who really, if you truly support Seseko, don't just support an individual. You can do that when we have liberated the country and we have politics going on. Right now, support the liberation. Don't support individuals. You are supporting Seseko for what? What is the main purpose do you support Seseko? Is it not to free the country? Why don't you just support the arms that are freeing that country? And to those people who are debating about this idea of a government, not a government, and IG, not an IG, they are all making us to look like stupid people. These are clowns. For goodness sake, I, Capo Daniel, I was the people who created this IG. I was the delegate representing China. The whole idea that the IG or Sako is a representative of the Southern Cameroon is baloney. It's just complete bullshit. It's crazy. It's stupidity. It's a lie. In the conclave that we created the IG, it was not a constitution of the Southern Cameroon. It was a constitution of the people of the diaspora, and not even half of them. You have half of the delegation in the conclave were the friends and cabinets of Seseko Ayuk Tabi. We were about 25 of us. Less than half of those 25 were representing countries. Like 5 of them were representing America alone. And like 5 of them were representing some few countries in Europe. And very less than 10% of those people were actually elected. And in the country that they were representing, the governing council at that time, as it was what's it called? What the institution was called, Skakuf or something. were not the only people who represent those countries. In China, for example, we had two major groups in China, and I was a delegation represent China of one of those groups. So the idea that the people that created the IG was a constituents of the Southern Cameroon people is just complete lie. Nobody was representing the Atlantic state, the Savannah state, or any of the 13 states we have in Ambazonia. Nobody, even that their so-called county, nobody was representing them in the conclave. The conclave was a group of Siseko's friends and few loyal country heads that were created by Atta Milan. So make no mistake, this is just complete baloney. Whatever they are trying to create, this delusion is crazy. From what we know now, there were two rationales to create the IG. One was that Siseko said that there were 6 countries that were ready to support Southern Cameroon and recognize us if we created a government, which we now know that it was a lie, because if those countries existed, they could have recognized us when he created the IG. They didn't. When he was kidnapped, none of them have said anything. I was there as an ambassador in the Siseko's administration. There was no direct recognition from any country that I know of, or any discussion with any country that was in support of the IG's claim or recognizing Ambazonia as such. Whatever links Siseko was doing, it is all with him as he's in prison. Right now, he is the main person in the IG. The guy there, Yerima, who is supposed to be representing him, have become a stooge in the hands of the South African coalition of former SDF members. So we should stop this game. The good thing is that Siseko is there struggling his best to try to help us, but there is very little he can do from jail. While the Sako is the one fighting to kill soldiers on the ground, instigating people to attack humanitarian workers on the ground and attack the United Nations with a hope to try to stop this war by carrying us to go and negotiate for surrender in the Switzerland. That is not going to work either. They are losing on the ground and they have become irrelevant. The only two forces, they are just waiting for any force to carry action for them to jump on top and say it is our forces or it is not our forces, but that is not going to give us independence. We all know that. These are impostors. Right now in Gozang, the ADF have come into Gozang. We have used Gozang as a launching pad to attack La République du Cameroun posts in other places. Our forces are now building, we are in the process of building the transitional authority so that the civilian population can live and function within themselves and regulate themselves and keep law and order, while our forces will be able to continue their mission to liberate our homeland. That is the way forward. We have many operations that are going on, and I'm calling on any soldier on the ground not to follow social media, to follow all these scammers claiming to be government. They are not government. The whole issue about the IG is Siseko's to fix. And I'm very disappointed, I will say. I'm talking to the Siseko's group like a sister group, because we are in direct collaboration with them. They are patriots. But remember, after Siseko was kidnapped in Nigeria and brought back to La République, the first official meeting we have with them as the cabinet of the governing council and the Ambazonia Defense Forces and close aides to Dr. Chuayaba with Siseko Ayuk-Tabi in the prison with his entire cabinet. On that first meeting, before these impostors and Cameroon sleeper agents in our struggle sabotage Siseko to be searched in prison and his mobile phone and all those things taken away, they wanted to even kill him there. Before all those things happened, we had that meeting with Siseko. And one of the top lieutenants of Dr. Chuayaba, Sheikh Kavi, asked a direct question to Siseko Ayuk-Tabi. When we started this self-defense, when the ADF took out some gendarmes, 5 of them, which is the reason why Poor Bia Public was forced to declare war that they were already fighting against us, Siseko Ayuk-Tabi wrote an apology letter to La République du Cameroun. Why did you do that? That was a moment for Siseko to come out and really make peace with the ADF, because a lot of officials of the ADF are really pissed off with his administration attempt to suppress the ADF during this liberation struggle for political reasons. And Siseko denied something that we have the proof. We had released those documents. He denied. So the man is in denial. He's still playing politics. Carson and Nyangwe have come out and said the IG was a mistake. The law firm that was hired by Siseko had advised us that we shouldn't create a type of a government during a revolution. Honorable Weber, the list go on and on. Everybody have confirmed. Even Milton Taka, who is the Secretary of State and Minister of every position, have said the same thing in front of all activists. It was a mistake. Siseko have to do the right thing and inform the Ambazonian people, delegitimize the whole IG concept within the revolution that it was a mistake and there is nothing like a government because there is no government. The idea that it was constituted and it represents Southern Cameroon is just complete lies. It's just made up. We should focus on the ground to liberate our country. Those who have tried to hijack the IG have failed. They have failed and they have lost on the ground. Using generic names of soldiers who are fighting on their own to claim glory and legitimacy will not work. I heard La Republic have helped them to open a new TV station. It will also not work. Ambazonian independence is inevitable. I'll call on all forces to collaborate on the ground. Do not attack each other, but collaborate with each other and facilitate the movement across state lines so that we can focus our energy against one common enemy, who is La Republic du Cameroon. I congratulate all those forces, those groups who are operating on their own, and I ask on them to maintain the Ambazonia Defense Forces Code of Conduct. Do not carry out beheading or mutilation of bodies of dead soldiers of La Republic du Cameroon. It saves us nothing. It does not add anything to us. It turns people off, including our own people and the international community and our friends and allies who want to help us. Let's act in line with our tradition of war, in line with the Geneva Convention, and fight this good fight sanely with our moral high ground so that together we can liberate our homeland. God bless you all. We'll continue tomorrow with defense updates. While we prepare to intensify our operations, we want to inform the Ambazonian people that the Cameroon military is trying to reinforce their presence. They have those passed through Bamenda in 6 armored vehicles going for operations. Our forces are there waiting for them. God bless you all. Ciao.